Let us continue carbon family elements. In the carbon family elements, we will discuss allotropes. Allotropes of carbon. We are going for allotropes of carbon. In the allotropes of carbon, crystalline forms of carbon is available. Amorphous forms of carbon is available. In the crystalline forms, one is a diamond, that is tetrahedral. Next one is a graphite. Graphite comes under layer-like structure. In each layer, each carbon atom is bonded with 3 other carbon atoms by singly bonded. Now we will consider one layer. It is one carbon atom. It is bonded with 3 other carbon atoms by single bonds. Like this. Here carbon atoms like this. Then it is bonded with 3 other carbon atoms by single bond. It is bonded with 3 other carbon atoms by single bonds. Now like this. Then this carbon is bonded with 3 other carbons. So each carbon is bonded with 3 other carbons like this. In this way continuation will be there. This carbon is making 2 more bonds like this. Here this carbon is having 3 sigma bonds. Therefore hybridization is sp2. Shape is trigonal planar. That means all these carbon atoms present in one plane. It is a layer. It is like a layer. It is a polymer. It is polymer. It is layer. It is 2-dimensional. All the carbon atoms present in one plane. Okay. Next we will take another layer. We will take next layer we are taking. Here we have taken a carbon atom. It is making 3 bonds with other 3 carbon atoms. So like this. Each carbon is making 3 bonds. Like this continuation. It is a layer. It is also a polymer. It is a layer. It is a polymer. It is in 2-dimensional. All the sigma bonds are in one layer, one plane. All the carbon atoms are in one plane. Like that we can see. So like this, plenty of layers are there in the graphite. So graphite contains plenty of layers. One layer over another layer over another layer, like that successive layers will be there. So successive layers present in the graphite, like that you can see. Next, here this carbon comes under period number 2. So this outermost shell is second shell. This group number is 4a. So this valence shell contains 4 electrons. Out of 4 electrons, 3 electrons involved in bonding. Remaining 1 electron is there. That electron present in 2p orbital. That 2p orbital electron is perpendicular to this layer. So this carbon contains 2p orbital. That 2p orbital contains 1 electron. That electron present perpendicular to this layer. Okay, so each carbon contains a 2p orbital that contains 1 electron that is perpendicular to the layer like this. Like this present. Now, These p orbitals containing 1 electron each, all the p orbitals are perpendicular to the layer. This p orbital and this p orbital are parallel. All these red color p orbitals are parallel to each other and perpendicular to the layer. Since they are parallel, they can go for lateral overlapping, sidewise overlapping, resulting pi bond. So this p orbital is overlapping laterally with this neighboring p orbital. Simultaneously, it is overlapping laterally with the neighboring p orbital. Simultaneously, it is overlapping with the neighboring p orbital like this. So, from each carbon, 2p orbital overlapping laterally, simultaneously to the same extent with neighboring 3 2p orbitals. Therefore, this p orbital is not only overlapping with this p orbital, it is overlapping with the neighboring 3 in the sense this bond is not localized bond. Localized means one orbital is overlapping with particularly another orbital completely. Then that bond is localized bond. This p orbital is overlapping laterally with this p orbital as well as this p orbital and as well as this p orbital. Therefore, this pi electron cloud is not localized. This pi electron cloud is delocalized, we can say. This is not complete one pi bond because it is not only overlapping with this p orbital. This is overlapping with this p orbital, this second p orbital, this third p orbital. It is overlapping with the 3 p orbitals. In this way only, you take any carbon from the layer. Don't take from two layers. Don't take from successive layers. Don't take from alternative layers. Take a layer. In that layer, you consider a carbon. Suppose you are considering this carbon. This 2p electron will overlap laterally with left side, this right side top, down right side. So it will overlap laterally with 3 other 2p orbitals with their neighbors, resulting delocalized pi electron cloud. Now, this delocalized pi electron cloud is present above this layer and below the layer. This delocalized pi electron cloud is present above and below the layer. Above and below the layer, we can say. In the same way here also. So in this way, the graphite structure will be there. So we are saying the graphite structure as a layer-like structure. Graphite structure as a layer-like structure. So, now, what about the bond length in this one that we will see? The bond length between carbon atoms. The bond length between carbon atoms, between two carbon atoms, what is the bond length means? Bond length between two carbon atoms in a layer, that is 141.5 picometer. Bond length between two carbon atoms, between neighboring carbon atoms in a layer, not between two layers, in a layer, that is 141.5 picometer. Sir, it indicates carbon-carbon single bond or double bond or triple bond. Which one? That we will see. Carbon-carbon single bond means 154 picometer. Carbon-carbon double bond means 134 picometer. Now it is coming 141.5 picometer means it is neither single bond nor double bond, but we can say this is coming in between single bond and double bond. Therefore, here bond order is how much means in between 1 and 2. In between 1 and 2. greater than 1 but less than 2. Why? Because this p orbital is not only forming pi bond with this p orbital, it is overlapping simultaneously with the 3 other p orbitals, totally 3 p orbitals. Therefore, here pi bond formation is not one complete pi bond, it is partial pi bond. Therefore, bond order here is between 1 and 2, we can say. Here bond order how much means between 1 and 2, we can say. Okay. Next, this graphite is used as lubricant. Why this graphite is used as lubricant? Lubricant means what? Decreases friction. Decreases friction means it is taking the stress. It decreases friction so that it is used as lubricant, but that means it consumes stress. How it is consuming stress? That now we will take these two layers. Between the layers, what is the distance? Between the layers, distance is 340 picometer. Between successive layers, distance is 340 picometer. That means this indicates between layers there is no covalent bond at all, because single bond means 154 picometer. But here 340 picometer in the sense what? More than double of this. Therefore, between the successive layers of carbons, there is no covalent bond at all. Then what will be there? Intermolecular force of attraction will be there. Between the successive layers, intermolecular force of attraction will be there. Intermolecular force in the sense, what are the intermolecular forces? One is instantaneous dipole, induced instantaneous dipole, dipole-dipole attraction, ion dipole attraction, hydrogen bonding, like that only intermolecular forces of attraction. It is coming under which category? In the sense, here all are carbon atoms, therefore it is element. All carbon atoms are having same electronegativity, so electronegativity difference is not there. So dipole, no word to say dipole. Therefore, between layers, only one intermolecular force is possible, that is instantaneous dipole, induced instantaneous dipole attraction called van der Waals force. That is alone possible between the layers. That force is the weakest force. Among the intermolecular forces, the weakest force is what means? Instantaneous dipole, induced instantaneous dipole. That is only weakest force. Such a type of weakest force is there between the layers. So the layers present like this we will see. Now it is layer 1, it is layer 2, it is layer 3, it is layer 4, like this present in the graphite. Graphite is a polymer. It is a covalent substance. It is an element. It is between all the carbon atoms in a layer, covalent bond is there, but between layers, weak van der Waals force is there. When stress is given to this, what will happen means layers will consume the stress by moving one over another. What will happen? Suppose stress is given here, means this layer 2 moves to this side. So that stress is consumed. Therefore, it decreases the friction. Graphite decreases the friction by how? It consumes the stress by making the movement of layers. So where stress is given, that layer is moving away. Therefore, that stress is utilized, that stress is consumed away. So that this graphite is used as a lubricant, we are saying. How it is lubricant means stress is consumed, the layers are taking the stress and moving away, therefore stress is consumed. Okay. Next, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. How? Because this pi electron cloud is a delocalized pi electron cloud. Over the above the layer and below the layer, this delocalized electron cloud will be present. This delocalized electron cloud is not present at one place. Okay, therefore it is weak. This delocalized pi electron cloud carries current from one place to another place. Therefore, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Though it is a non-metal, carbon is a non-metal. Though it is a non-metal, it is a good conductor of electricity, just like metals. So, graphite is a good conductor of electricity because of this delocalized pi electron cloud, that is a free electron cloud. Due to this delocalized pi electron cloud or free electron cloud, it is a good conductor of electricity, we can say. So, then melting point of graphite is high because it is a polymer. Everywhere covalent bond is there in the layer. Therefore, it is having high melting point. The melting point of graphite is high. Then what is the uses of graphite? We will see. It is used as a good conductor. That means it is used for constructing electrodes. So far we have seen some of the electrolysis we have seen. In the electrolysis process, we have said graphite is acting as anode. In the many cases, we have taken graphite as anode. Therefore, graphite is acting as electrode. Using graphite, we can construct electrodes, we can prepare. Then, using graphite, crucibles are prepared. Crucibles. What is the meaning of crucible? Crucible is nothing but a vessel, just like it is a cup, just like a small teacup, like that it will be there. Crucible means the name is given like this, it is looking like a teacup, like that, small cup. In the houses also we can say to keep mustard, we will keep a small in a small cup, we will keep like that, it will be there, crucible. This crucible, many types of crucibles are there. In that, one type is made by graphite. One type is made by graphite. All the crucibles are not made by graphite. One type is made by graphite. These graphite crucibles are inert. These graphite crucibles are inert over dilute acids or dilute alkalis. These graphite crucibles are inert with dilute acids and dilute alkalis. So it is not reacting with the dilute acids. It is not reacting with the dilute alkalis. Next, graphite fibers, plastic. Both we will mix, and both will be mixed in, and what will be prepared, what will be manufactured, that we'll see. So graphite fibers and plastic, both will be mixed with each other, and what is manufactured, that you see that what is manufactured in the sense tennis racket, fishing rod, then aircrafts, and canoes. So graphite is inert and bond strength is high. Bond, that means it is polymer, therefore strength is high, but weight is less. So because of high strength and less weight, this mixture is used for preparing so and so. Next, crystalline form of carbon is fullerene. Next, crystalline form of carbon is fullerene. Here in the fullerene, what is the possibility in the sense C60, C70, etc. Like that, C350, like that also is there. So now we will see this C60 we will take. Before that, fullerenes means what? That we will see. Fullerene means it is a element. This element consists of only carbon atoms. This molecule formula, that formula is one example, C60. That means one molecule contains 60 carbons. Then another example, C70. It is one molecule. This molecule contains 70 carbon atoms. Like that. Even number of carbon atoms possible. Even number of carbon atoms possible. Up to what means? Up to 350 or above. 350 or above. That means C350 means what? One molecule formula is C350. One molecule contains 350 carbon atoms. That is a mean. Above that also possible. How to manufacture fullerenes? How to manufacture fullerenes in the sense? We will take graphite rods. We will take graphite rods. It is graphite rod. This graphite rod, between them, potential is given. Between graphite rods, potential will be applied. Required potential will be applied. These two graphite rods is placed in the atmosphere of argon. These two placed in the atmosphere of argon. Sorry. That means graphite rods placed in the atmosphere of argon gas. Then high potential difference is applied. What will happen means this graphite vaporizes. These graphite rods undergoing vaporization. They are vaporizing. That vapors will be condensed. That vapors on condensation gives what means fullerenes. So we are getting fullerenes from what? In the sense from graphite. Here we have provided argon gas. We have provided. That means graphite rods are surrounded by argon gas. Graphite rods are in contact with argon gas because argon gas is inert. So this graphite contains that carbon. The carbon will not go for any other chemical reaction. So here from graphite we are preparing what? In the sense fullerenes we are preparing. So now we will go for C60. We will go. We will see the C60 structure. Structure of C60 we will see. C60 will take that structure we will discuss. This C60, this molecule, this one molecule, how it will look? It will look like a football. It will look like football. How football is looking? Like that this molecule will look. This molecule structure will be there. In the football, if you see, many phases will be there. What are the phases are there means? One is pentagon, another one is hexagon. Another one is hexagon. In the football like structure, if you see here in this, pentagon will be there and hexagon will be there. Pentagon, how the pentagon will look? The pentagon in the sense that has 5 corners. In that corners, carbon atoms will be there like this. This is pentagon. Hexagon. Hexagon has 6 corners. In the corners, carbon atoms will be there. In the corners, carbon atoms will be there. So pentagon contains 5 corners, 5 carbon atoms like this. Hexagon contains 6 corners, 6 carbon atoms like this present in this C60. So C60 contains pentagonal phases and hexagonal phases. Then this pentagonal phase will be surrounded by 6-membered rings, hexagonal phases. Okay. Now we will take pentagon in the football. How it will appear? It is containing pentagon and hexagon. What is the arrangement of pentagon and hexagon in the football like structure? That we'll see. This is one pentagon. Then we'll see hexagon. It is one hexagon. It is another hexagon. It is another hexagon. It is next hexagon. It is next hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pentagonal face will be surrounded by only 6-membered rings hexagon. So in the C60 fullerene, 5-membered rings are connected only to 6-membered rings. Okay. So this 5-membered ring surrounding this only hexagon will be there. But this hexagon will be surrounded by 5-membered as well as 6-membered. Here. Now here 5-membered. That means next 6-membered. Next 5-membered. Next 6-membered. Next 5-membered. Next 6-membered. Okay. So hexagon is surrounded by 5-membered as well as 6-membered rings. So, like this will be there. The arrangement of pentagon and hexagon in the football-like structure in the molecule of C60. Now, one molecule contains hexagon 20 rings, pentagon 12 rings. In one molecule, 20 hexagons, 12 pentagons will be there. In one football-like structure, in one C60, 20 hexagonal rings and 12 pentagonal rings will be there. This C60 name is called Buckminster fullerene. Buckminster fullerene. Buckminster fullerene. The C60 name is called Buckminster fullerene, we can see. Next, all the carbon atoms are equivalent here. Then carbon atoms undergoing sp2 hybridization. Then here each carbon is bonding with 3 other carbons by single bond. Then each carbon, this carbon is making 3 single bonds with 3 other carbons. So 4th electron will be there. That 4th electron going for pi electron cloud as like graphite. So the 4th electron is going for pi electron cloud. Now pi electron cloud, how it will be there, that we will see. So we are going for pi electron cloud. Here pi bond. Next pi bond here. Next pi bond here. Next pi bond. 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 Like that will be there. Alternate single and double bonds will be there. Alternate single and double bonds will be there here. Now you see that here single bond, here double bond, here single bond, now double bond, like that. Alternate single and double bonds will be there in this one. Next, we have seen about 3 crystalline forms of carbon: diamond, graphite, and fullerenes. Next, we will go for amorphous forms of carbon. In the amorphous forms of carbon, first one is coal. Coal contains carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. Coal contains these are the elements. Next, we will see coke. Next amorphous form of carbon is coke. How to get this coke, that we will see. How to get this coke we will see. We will take coal. In the absence of air, this coal is heated strongly. What we are getting in the sense, we are getting coke. This coke contains nearly 95% of carbon. It is used as what in the sense a reducing agent. It is used as a reducing agent, we can say. So this coal is heated strongly. In the absence of air, we are getting coke. The coke contains nearly 95% of carbon. This is used as a reducing agent in the blast furnace of reducing iron oxide into iron. Next, we will go for charcoal. Charcoal is the amorphous form of carbon. Charcoal is the amorphous form of carbon. How to get charcoal in the sense we will take wood. This wood is heated strongly in the absence of air. This wood is heated strongly in the absence of air. We are getting wood charcoal. We are getting. So now we will take activated charcoal now. Activated charcoal in the sense impurities will not be there. That's all. Impurities will not be there. So we are taking activated charcoal. This activated charcoal is a very good tendency to absorb poisonous gases. It is having very good tendency to absorb poisonous gases. Therefore, it can be used in the air filters. This, if air is having any poisonous gas in the sense, that has to be filtered before we are inhaling. Before breathing, that poisonous gas should be removed. For that case, in the mask, this activated charcoal will be used. So we are using the activated charcoal in the mask in order to prevent breathing poisonous gas. That charcoal will take poisonous gas and will keep it with itself. It is making strong attraction with the poisonous gas. Therefore, it is taking and keeping with itself. Then, in the RO plant, in the RO, in the houses, RO will be there in order to convert groundwater into drinking water. In that, you can see one cylinder. That in that RO, you can see many cylinders they would have kept. Plastic cylinders, many plastic cylinders they would have kept. In that, one is called, in one cylinder, what is placed, what is packed in the sense, this activated charcoal is packed, activated carbon is packed. First, the groundwater is sent into which one in the sense, this activated charcoal, that cylinder. First, the water is sent into this one. Why? This activated charcoal will take all the organic contaminants from the water. It will absorb. It will take all the organic contaminants from the water. Then the coming out water is taken to another cylinder. In that, some balls will be placed. That will take all the colors from the water, all the bad colors from the water. Then the coming out water is not containing any colors. That water is taken for many other steps in order to get drinking water. So this activated charcoal we are using in the RO because it is absorbing what in the sense organic contaminants. Organic contaminants it will take, which is not required for us. Then it is taking bad odor. Therefore, in order to remove bad odor also in air conditioning, in air conditioners, this activated charcoal will be used. This air conditioners that will be placed in the crowded place, that will take, this will take that bad odor, it will absorb that bad odor. So in order to remove the bad odor, this activated charcoal will be used. Next amorphous form of carbon is carbon black. carbon black. This carbon black, how to get? We will take hydrocarbons in the sense that contains carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms. To that we will pass limited supply of air, and it is heated. This hydrocarbon is burning. This hydrocarbon is burning with a limited supply of air and gives what in the sense carbon black, and gives carbon black. So hydrocarbon is burning with a limited supply of air and provides and gives what in the sense carbon black, we can say. This carbon black, where it is used? It is used for preparing black ink. Black ink, if you take, black ink contains this carbon black. The black color is due to these carbon particles. So this carbon particles is giving black color. So black ink contains the black pigment. The black pigment is this carbon black. And tires will take, automobile tires will take. The automobile tires is manufactured using this carbon black. Therefore, the carbon black is used for preparing black ink, automobile tires, and so on. So this is about amorphous form of carbon. Next, we will go for carbon monoxide. Oxides of carbon will take. In the oxides of carbon, we are taking carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is obtained by burning carbon with a limited supply of oxygen. So, how to prepare carbon monoxide? In the sense, carbon with a limited supply of oxygen gives carbon monoxide. Sorry. Next, we'll take formic acid. To the formic acid, corn sulfuric acid is added. Corn sulfuric acid is added. And how much temperature is provided? In the sense 373 Kelvin. From formic acid, what is removed? In the sense, from here hydrogen, from here OH. So water is removed. Then what is the remaining? Means carbon monoxide gas is the remaining. So corn sulfuric acid is acting as dehydrating agent. It has high affinity with water. Therefore, it is taking water molecule from this acid. So what is the rest from this acid? In the sense, carbon monoxide is the rest. So formic acid loses water molecules and becomes what? In the sense, carbon monoxide gas. Next, we will take red hot coke. Red hot coke. Coke color is black, appearing black, brown like this. It is allowed for burning with air. It is allowed to burn with air. And what is the temperature provided? In the sense 1273 Kelvin. What we are getting? In the sense it is allowed to burn with air. So we will get water gas. We will get water gas. We are getting. That means not water gas. We are getting a producer gas. We are getting what? In the sense producer gas we are getting. This producer gas contains what? Means carbon monoxide and nitrogen. Carbon monoxide and nitrogen. Producer gas we are getting. From this we have to separate carbon monoxide. So these two methods are called a small scale preparation of carbon monoxide. So one is from formic acid, another one is from this red hot coke. These two methods are small scale preparation of carbon monoxide, we can say. Then what are the properties of carbon monoxide? That we'll see. Carbon monoxide is colorless, odorless, and it is insoluble in water. This carbon monoxide is neutral oxide. It is neither acidic nor basic.